On this video, I wanted to show you how to assign specific sounds to the colored buttons, be it in the lower section, which are over here, the upper section, and also the solo section. So here's how we're going to do it. Now, normally when we look at the front portion of the Jupiter-80, we have the registration buttons, and this is where we'll store our large registrations, you know, the combination of all the parts together. The parts being upper, lower, percussion, and solo. And so each of these parts is great for doing a registration, but a lot of times we might want to put the Jupiter-80, hit the top right button, put it in single mode. And that allows us to play using single live sets. And a live set is built off of up to 4 tones. A supernatural tone can consist of a supernatural acoustic tone or a supernatural synth tone. So check this out. When I press the buttons, we see the appropriate sound that goes along with the categories right here. Okay. Now, what if you wanted to put a different type of sound in any category you want? Okay. Well, that's what I'm going to show you today. So first off, let's take a look at what sounds are in these categories. For instance, in the piano section, if I hit piano one time, we see the supernatural piano that's already default there for you. But if I press it again, it pops open the screen and we can see all the available supernatural pianos here for you, and I can spin the dial wheel if I want and just go that way. So that's cool. So let's go do the same thing now with the electric piano. Since I already have the list popped open, the electric piano goes to that list as well. Let's exit and let's look at another one, maybe a synth lead. Okay, and that's a great one. But what if you wanted to go in there and you didn't want to make that your first lead? All we have to do is we just press the menu button right here. We press the system button right there. And we see down here we have setup, live set, tone buttons, information. Well, we're going to go ahead and press live set tone buttons right here. In these, if we look at this section right here, if we look right there, you see we have some choices in the different column. So we have solo, solo alternate, upper, upper alternate, lower, lower alternate, and percussion. So let's go ahead and just press the upper. That's a common one. We'll go ahead and start there. So if I look, I just pressed the upper. If I look, here's these correspond to the buttons here. Okay, they correspond to these here. So remember when we pressed that this button, it brought up the supernatural acoustic? Well, this is where we determined what comes up. So if I wanted to have a different piano come up, if I spin the wheel, it shows me the available pianos that I can have right here. Okay, electric piano section. If I want to have a different electric piano come up, I can go ahead and choose the different electric pianos from the 2,560 live sets available to me in the Jupiter-80. Okay, and so on and so forth. And this could be kind of cool. Now let's go back over here. So I just chose natural chamber piano, dyno phaser, and we'll just do combi clav 1. Now to save those, I press the system right, which is the red button, and it just saved them. Now watch. Let's go back to our main screen. And now when I press piano, we'll see nat chamber, dyno phaser, and that combi clav 1. Remember, we chose those. Now what if I wanted to have a total different type of sound in here? Here's how you do that. If you press the alternate button, there's already some sounds that correspond to the different category that's already on the screen. But I'm going to show you we can put completely different sounds. Here's how we do that. Menu, system, live set tone buttons. Now this time instead of pressing upper, we'll press upper alternate. Now watch this. On that first example, piano, it says 1545 A piano plus electric grand, E grand. Now watch. If I press the enter button, I have all of my sounds, everything. So let's say on this one, I want to use something completely different. Let's go ahead and use this tape choir sound. So press select. Now in the upper alternate electric piano, let's use something else besides an electric piano. So, and it helps if you know exactly the sounds you like, the live sets, you can put whatever you want. So let's choose something completely different, and let's go ahead and put maybe like a violin. Okay, selected a violin. And on this one, the clav, I'm going to go ahead and choose, whatever I want. Let's go ahead and use a vintage string 8. Select. Okay, now this time let's go ahead and press system right. And now let's look. So exit again. So now when I press piano and it's on alternate, it comes that tape choir. Now instead of electric piano, since it's on alternate, it's solo violin. And now on clav, it's vintage string 8. So you see that's pretty easy. Let's go back and review. So in order to choose what sounds go in the appropriate category buttons, we just press menu, system, live set tone buttons. We could do this in solo for this section, upper for this section, lower for this section. Okay, and even percussion. We can press percussion and we can actually assign the sound into this percussion button right here. Now, remember, if we want to put a different sound that doesn't correspond to these specific categories, we can press the alternate button. And the alternate button, I just press it in the upper. I can press it in the lower if I want, or have it bring up my solos. You can really kind of have fun with this. So to choose alternate sounds in these buttons that don't correspond to the category, once again, menu, system, live set tone buttons, and then we just go to alternate, and we can go in there and assign what alternates go in those spots. And then once we're done choosing the sounds, all we have to do is press system right, and that's it. So pretty easy. So you guys go ahead and start programming your Jupiters and put in your favorite sounds right on top of the keyboard.